Good day po sir, ako po si Hazel Joy Presensya, ang gagawin from 2BPB. Ang gagawin ko po ngayon ay magdi-discuss ako about sa rule number 9 to rule number 12 po. So rule number 9, dead ball, ball in play. So meron siyang section 1 to 3. Section 1, the ball is dead. The ball is dead and not in play in the following circumstances: when the ball is bathed illegally, when the ball steps from one box to another, when the pitcher is taking the signal or appears to be taking the signal from the pitcher's plate, or steps on the pitching plate. Section 2, the ball is in play. The ball is in play in the following circumstances: at the start of the game in each half inning, when the pitcher has the ball while standing in his pitching position and the plate umpire has called play ball. When the infield play rule is enforced, when a thrown ball goes past when the infield fly rule is enforced, when a thrown ball goes past a fielder and remains in playable territory. So section 3, the last, delayed dead ball. There are 5 situations when a violation of the rule occurs and umpire recognizes it and the ball remains live until the conclusions of the play. These situations are an illegal pitch, second, catcher's obstructions, third, FP only, plate umpire interference, fourth, obstructions, and the last, detached equipment contacting a thrown ball, a pitch ball, or a fair bath ball. So rule number 10, umpires, meron siyang section 1 to section 8. Section 1, power and duties. The umpires are the representatives of the league or organization by which they have been assigned to a particular game, and as such are authorized and required to enforce each section of these rules. So they have the power to order a player, coach, captain, or manager to do or omit to do any act within their judgment is necessary to give force and effect to one or all of these rules, and to inflict penalties as herein prescribed. Section 2, the plate umpire. The plate umpire shall take a position in back of the catcher. He shall have full charge of and be responsible for the proper conduct of the game. Third, section 3, the base umpire shall take such positions on playing field as required in accordance with the relevant umpire system, and shall assist the plate umpire in every way to enforce the rules of the game. Section 4, responsibilities of a single umpire. If only one umpire is assigned, his duties and jurisdiction shall extend to all points. The umpire's starting positions for each pitch shall be from behind home plate. On each bat, ball, or play that develops, the umpire shall move out from behind the plate and into the infield to obtain the best position for any play that develops. Section 5, change of umpires. Umpires cannot be changed during a game by the consent of the opposing teams unless an umpire is incapacitated by injury or illness. Section 6, umpire judgment. There shall be no appeal from any decisions of any umpire on the grounds that he was not correct in his conclusion as to whether a bath ball was fair or foul, a runner safe or out, a pitch ball, a strike or ball, or on any play involving accuracy of judgment. No decision rendered by any umpire shall be reversed, except that he be convinced it is in a violence of one of these rules. In case the manager, captain, the manager captain or either team does not seek a reversal of decision based solely on the point of the rules, the umpire whose decisions is in question shall in adult confer with his associate before taking any action. Section 7, signals. To indicate that play shall begin or be resumed, the umpire shall be called play ball, and at the same time motion the pitcher to deliver the ball. Section 8, suspension of play. An umpire may suspend play when in his judgment condition justifies such as action. So, rule number 11, protest. Section 1 to Section 7. Section 1, protest that will not be received. Protest shall not be received or considered if they are based solely on the decisions involving the accuracy of judgment on the part of an umpire, or if the team lodging the protest won the game. So, Section 2, protest that will be received. Protests that shall be received and considered include matters of the following types: misinterpretation of playing rule, failure of an umpire to apply the correct rule of to a given situation, failure to impose the correct penalty for a given violation. Section 3, protests involving judgment and interpretation of rule. Protests may involve both a matter of judgment and the interpretation of the rule. An example of a situation of this type follows: with one out and the runners 1 second and third bases, the batter fielded out. The runner on the third tag off after the catch, the player on second did not. The runner on third crossed the plate before the ball was played and second base for the third out. So, Section 4, notification of intent to lodge a protest must be made immediately before the next pitch. Player ineligibility. The manager or acting manager of the protesting team shall immediately notify the plate umpire that the game is being continued under protest. The plate umpire shall in turn notify the opposing manager and official scorekeeper. Section 5, time to lodge an official protest. An official written protest must be filed within reasonable time. In the absence of a league or tournament rule fixing the time limit for filing a protest should be considered if filed within a reasonable time, depending upon the nature of the case and the difficulty for obtaining the information on which to base the protest. Section 6, information required for written protest. The formal written protest should contain the following information: the date, time, and place of the game, the names of the umpires and scorers, the rule and sections of the official rules or local rules which the protest is made, the decision and conditions surrounding the making of decisions, all essential facts involved in the matter protested. Section 7, result of protest. The decisions made on protested game must result in one of the following: the protest is found invalid, and the game score stands as played. When a protest is allowed for misinterpretation of a playing rule, the game is replayed from the point at which the incorrect decisions was made with the decisions corrected. So, rule number 12, scoring, Section 1 to Section 10. Section 1, the official scorer shall keep records of each game as outlined in the following rules. Section 2, the box score. Each player's name and the positions or positions to be played shall be listed in the order in which he or would have bathed, unless the player is legally substituted, ejected, or removed from the game, or the game ends before his turns at bat. Section 3, base hits shall not be recorded. A base hit shall not be scored in the following cases: when a runner is forced out by a bat ball or would have been forced out except for a fielding error. Section 4, sacrifice fly balls. A sacrifice fly is scored when, with less than 2 outs, the batter scores a runner with a fly ball which is caught, or the ball or the line drive handled by an outfielder or an infielder running in the outfield is draft and a runner scores in the scorer's judgment the runner could have scored after the catch had the fly ball been caught. Section 5, runs bathed in. A run bathed in is run scored because of one of the following reasons: a safe hit, a sacrifice bunt or slap hit or sacrifice fly, a foul fly caught, an infield put out or fielder's choice, a runner forced home because of obstructions, the batter being hit with a pitch ball or being given a base and balls, a home run, and all runs scored as a result. Section 6, pitcher credited with a win. A pitcher shall be credited with a win in the following situation: when he is the starting pitcher and has pitched at least 4 innings, and his team was not only in the lead when he is replaced but remains in the lead for the remainder of the game. Section 7. Pitchers charged with a loss. Regardless of the number of innings he has pitched, if he is replaced when his team is behind in the score and his team thereafter fails to tie the score or gain the lead. Section 8. Game summary. This, the summary shall list the following items in orders: the score by innings and the final score. B. The runs batted in and by whom hit. C. 2 base hits and by whom hit. D. 3 base hits and by whom hit. E. Home runs and by whom hit. F. Sacrifice flies and by whom hit. G. Double plays and players participating in them. H. Triple plays and players participating in them. I. Number of walks given by each pitcher. J. Number of the batters struck out by each pitcher. K. Number of hits and runs allowed by each pitcher. L. The name of the winning pitcher. M. The name of the losing pitcher. N. The time of the game. O. The names of the umpires and scorers. P. Stolen bases and by whom. Q. Sacrifice bunts. R. The names of the batters by hits a pitch ball and the pitcher who hit them. S. The number of wild pitches made by each pitcher. T. The number of pass balls made by each catcher. Section 9. Stolen bases. Stolen bases are credited to a runner whenever he advanced 1 base unaided by a hit, a put out, an error, or a force out, a fielder's choice, a pass ball, a wild pitch, or an illegal pitch. Section 10, the last one, records or forfeited games, shall be included in the official records except that of the pitchers won lost records. So that's all. Thank you and God bless po. Keep safe po, sir.